Record. So Joel and Steph, we are so excited to have you guys on. I know that you guys had already had a Zoom earlier tonight and you guys have so much going on with this next week before conference. So first and foremost, we just want to say thank you so much for making time for our team. We really, really appreciate it. Everyone's so excited. But do you guys just want to jump right in and just start with your story? So many people know, have heard your story before, but we have a lot of new people that have come in the last couple weeks. So I would love for them to hear it fresh from you guys.
Yeah, it's so funny when people are like, can you share your story? But I just, again, did a Zoom tonight with somebody's story because we're real people. And so a lot of people think, oh, is it fake? Are they paid to like share their story or whatever? So it's crazy to think. So I'm Stefani, this is Joel Dunn, and we've been it's going on 11 years. So about 10 and a half years going into it. And our life looked a lot different than it does now. I mean, it was terrible. It sucked, actually. So I'll just leave it like that. Sometimes I don't say that from stage, like, yeah, my life sucked. I mean, it's not what I envisioned. I was a hard worker, but we didn't have college degrees. And so we were just struggling. We were in an economy where the housing market crashed. It was hard to find jobs. I worked for $10 an hour, doing anything and everything I could. Our fitness franchises were like failing, going through bankruptcy, or barely we were actually taking money out to pay our employees. Joel worked, we worked everything we possibly could just to try to survive, and it still wasn't enough. And so I remember at a point where I said to Joel, I can't do it anymore. I was crying, those moments of like, where are we going to get this money? There's no more time in the day. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. And Joel's like, well, you have to just have trust that God's got us. And it's kind of like one of those things where you're like, okay, like I was like, okay, whatever. But I was like, you know what? That's all I have right now. I just trust him. There's something better, because this was just a disaster. And it's kind of like, if anybody else has ever had this happen, maybe you haven't, but for us, it was one of the things where maybe we'd paid over an electric bill and then they'd send you back money, like you overpaid, and so here's a check. And so we'd get those randomly, like when we needed them so bad, so we could like go get groceries, or not really even groceries, gas in the car. So I was going to churches to get food. And so I looked at that and was like, yeah, you're not right. We've always been like taken care of. We had food, we had shelter, we could get by. And so I was okay with it. I remember it was like a week before we found it works. And so I was really like at a good place. Like, yes, it was a struggle, but I'll be okay. It could be worse. And, but I was depressed. I was bigger than I was because of the type of foods I was eating, just carbs, ramen noodles, basically, and bread. And I just wanted my hair done. I was just like, let's just go get my hair done. So Joel's like, all right, whatever. We're just overdraft our account again. So we did. And I saw my friend lose weight, or looked good. And of course you ask, what did you do? When you see somebody, you haven't seen them in a while. Now on Facebook, if you see something and they look great, you ask, what did they do? And so it's no different. So that's what I said. And she said this wrap thing. And I was like, what wrap thing are you talking about? And of course then sucked me in. I was like, okay, well, I got to try it because I'm fat right now. I mean, again, everybody's going to say they're, at a place where, in my mind, I was fat. Somebody else probably not, but I was uncomfortable. So let me just we could say that about Brittany, like, what products could you use? You're so tiny, but everybody's got an issue. I'll just leave it like that. So Joel was like, all right, well, if you're going to try it.
I was going to prove it wrong because she said it wrong. She's like, it makes your fat cells go away. And I go, well, scientifically, that's impossible. We had fitness franchises. You can't spot treat. But I'm going to come in here and spend $25 to prove you wrong, because I'm that green.
Yep. So we did it. It worked. I was like, oh my gosh, please work, because I want more. But then at the same time, I was like, please don't work, because I don't have any money. And so I was like contemplating, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I want more of this product? And so she said, well, it's a pyramid scheme.
And I was like, oh, we're going to be so rich.
Everything wrong you could say.
And we still joined.
So when they say, you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, like if they're ready, they're ready. And so that's where I was just like, all right, well, the product works. She doesn't know what she's talking about, so it's fine. How do I get it? And that's when she said, you can be a customer or you can be a distributor and make money. She said something about free product. I was like, that's what I needed to hear. I know I can get 4 people to get some product at a discount, and I'll be able to afford the products I want. And so that's what I wanted. I just wanted to get skinny guys. I didn't think, this leadership was not my thing. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't like talking in front of people. I love people, but big stage, anything like that, forget it. And Joel was like, we're going to be rich. That was really what Joel thought, because he saw how excited I was. He was like, this freaking worked. So I get on the phone. I'm a Razor. I still have that pink Razor flip phone. Called my best friend. I was like, you're not even going to believe what just happened. I don't know. I put this wrap on and I lost inches, and like, it's gone. I could feel it. So just like last week, I did a before and after picture. You guys, this product works. So, there's always times that we can always tighten things up. So I was excited, and I shared it with people and just told them, you can get it this way as a customer, my discount, or you can join me and go for free product. And then people wanted to join for free product. So I was like, okay. And I didn't really know what I was doing, other than those were the little things that I knew. And so something coming in as a new distributor, really, when I think about that, it's really genius, because I kept it super simple. Oh, well, this is how you get the product. You can become a customer, or you could just turn around and join and get results and get paid. I didn't add anything extra to that. That's it. And that's what I still try to do. So quickly, we saw that we could make money. I remember a fast start check, because that's what they used to do. They'd send us a check in the
mailbox.
That's how we're dinosaurs in the business. And I remember it was like $700. I was like, what's that? This is awesome. I don't even know what I'm getting paid to do, because nobody explained anything other than,
let me go cash that and then I'll go.
4 customers, you get free product. Well, I said I was signing people. So I was like, okay, all I want is $1,000, because that's what I was making at the job. And if I could replace that income and do this, you better believe I'm going to do that. It worked. So we learned how to do that pretty quickly, and found out about a chart. I said, there's got to be a visual. There's got to be something that somebody could just show us. And once we saw the chart, that's when I knew, can I do this myself? Carla Burns actually said, well, you can, but people don't do that. And I said, well, is it illegal, or can I do this? Like, I want to make sure I'm not going to go to jail. So
she's like, so you're telling me to get to Diamond, which you guys are saying is the license to print money, I only need 24 people. What if I get all 24 of them? Steph was like, I'm going to get all 24 of them and all of their customers.
I didn't even care. I didn't know how I was going to do it, guys. I just knew I needed to talk to a lot of people. And I thought every DT, and this is something you should do too. I thought every DT, their PBV needed to be 400. So every DT got their customers and their orders, and it was 400. So when we went Diamond, it was 27,000 GV when I went Diamond. So we want that for you guys too. We want big paychecks when you hit Diamond, and there's no bonuses. So having a Diamond, when you guys be excited to have a pop a Diamond with 27,000 in volume, and you were the double on that? Are you kidding me? Somebody was making bank. So that's what we want to teach you guys, is knowing some of those things looking back. People want results. And so one of those things that we did is I wanted the wraps, the defining gel, and the fat fighter. So it was like 3 or 4 products that I was willing to do. And I didn't have the money, you guys, but I found a way, because I wanted to feel good. And when you want to look good and feel good, when you're really ready, you'll find the money. And so don't discount people and think, oh, well, you could just start with the ThermoFight X. I say go big, because you could always back up later. And so that's something I think is really important as we're building. And the more that you feel comfortable and learn to talk about that, you'll understand the importance of higher BV. Okay. So went Diamond, double Diamond. We were double Diamond for over a year. I loved that position, because I was like $10,000 a month. I was happy. I thought that was rich people. I remember saying, this is what rich people make. And I was good there, but I went to an event. It was actually a first dash, or like, would have been like top 20, Brittany. So it was like, I went there, and you may be able to relate a little bit.
Just think, the top leader retreat was 24 double diamonds.
And above or something. It was crazy. So, but I went, and it's funny, because when I've been around, so going to even like the top 20 or anything. The newbies that have never been there to experience it, they're quiet, they're watching, they're like, do I fit in? How can I, you know, come in? And I remember feeling like that and thinking, this is such an honor and I'm so proud to be here, but I want my team with me. And so I took everything off of me and I went back and I'm like, who wants to promote to Diamond? Like, what do you want? And I'm going to pull your chart out. I ripped up anything that I had for me. I've never looked at a chart for me ever again. It was all about everybody else. And we quickly went from double to triple to president, ambassador, all within that year, just by me focusing on other people. And, you know, if you help enough people, it comes back to you. And you guys know that. And if you're not and you're new, then that's what can happen. So, you know, going from bankruptcy and struggling to that first $1,000, every point you hit is a big deal in your story. That $1,000 was so awesome. Then 10,000 and then, you know, 100,000 and all of it is just matters. But what hasn't changed is I still show up every single day. It's still work, guys. Can I take off? Absolutely. But that feeling of being able to gift that to someone is like nothing I've ever been able to do. I was always that person that, you know, I don't know, I've said this a few times before, where I'm at the gas station and I'd be in my like Neon, it had like bullet holes and stuff, and a nice car would come up and I'm like, God, I wonder what they do for a living. Could they show me what they do? Like, I would love to just learn and do what they do. And you have the ability to do that. You have something where somebody can come in and really make the income that they want for that nice car that they see pulling up. So that's my job. Like, I love that I can be like, oh no, I'm not a lawyer, but I actually make way more than a lawyer. And I can teach you how I do that. Like, how awesome is that? So that's the best thing about this company, is anybody can do it. You just have to decide to put in the work. So I love it. So that was kind of our story, but a little bit more of, you know, kind of what we've learned along the way too. Did you have anything to add on that? I didn't think so.
No, I'm done.
I didn't think so. I don't ever feel like I can share a story in 30 seconds because it's been so impactful. I think every step of the way is important. You know, there's going to be times where you want to quit and you're tired, and there's other times where the season that's coming, you're going to be running like a mad person because it's just going to be awesome. And you're going to be like, how can I do it anymore? But when you see people, they're like, oh my gosh, this paycheck, oh my gosh, this is changing our life. Like, it's so fulfilling. And knowing though too, there's going to be times where you feel like you're just running in circles, and it's okay that we're all going to feel in different ways. Or I remember being at Emerald and thinking, this is the worst position ever. I want a diamond so bad. And so some of you that aren't diamond yet, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted it so bad. I was working, I was doing everything I could. And I was like, doesn't anybody else want this as bad as me? Come on. And so you're going to have that. It's going to be like at each position almost. You'll be like, where can I find just one more of me? Just one more. So those are coming, and you're going to say that too. You're going to be like, okay, I've got one leg. Good. Now I need one more. And it's like Mark knows the word more, because it's always a constant in this, like, we just want one more, just one more, just one more. But it's exciting to know what we have coming. And yeah. I don't even know everything. Like, I don't want to say that I know everything. I just sense and can tell it's going to be bigger than what we've ever had. And that's a big deal, guys. That's a big, big deal for you.
I love that so much. And I love how you said that in the middle of your story. You were talking about how your enroller didn't even really have all these eloquent things to say to you. She actually said a lot of things that we probably would never say, to our potentials we're talking to now. But it just goes to show you, like you said, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. We talk about that all the time, just like leading with that confidence and that excitement. One thing I would love for you guys to hit on, I shared some of the things, Joel, that you shared at the mastermind with our leadership team when I got back, just about one of the things in particular about you talking about, especially people who can bring in these high volume customers, applying that same logic to like signing distributors, whether there's a coupon or not. And that blew everyone's mind. And I just would love for you guys to kind of speak on that. Like you mentioned, you went diamond with 27 GB. I'm pretty sure I went double with like 24 GB. So, and most people on my team can relate to that. So I just would love for you guys to talk about that mindset of going for more and bringing in those high volume orders from the get-go, and not just settling for that 30 BV or, worried someone's only going to want the small package.
Mm-hmm. You can
yeah,
share,
so
and then I'll share
when we were talking about it, we were talking about distributors, and I wanted to be very specific and say, what is your goal for distributors? You have to have this is what I'm going to do. This is month after month after month. This is what I will do. And for us, Stephanie's always had the goal of 10 distributors a month. And it's not a goal of 15 customers. It's not a goal of 4 customers. Her goal is 10 distributors a month. And the reason why that is because, one, we needed $1,000 a month. And the only part of this compensation plan that you can control is your fast starts. So that's what she focused on, was $1,000 a month. So 10 was the magic number. But from there, what does that do for you? Do you think if you sign 10 distributors a month, month after month after month, yes, some months you'll miss it, some months you'll go higher, but if you just average 10 distributors a month as your go-to, what would that do compounding for your team? How many times can you go through and sign up 10 people and eventually find a rock star? If you do that consistently and persistently, it will change the face of your business. So you have to make a decision today. What is going to be your non-negotiable goal of distributors every month? The good place to start, if you're new, is working on your steps to success. And then once you get to doing that steps to success once in a month, start trying to hit the steps to success twice. Now, Steph, why do you always focus on distributors?
I like money. So, but really, no, it's something so simple for me, because I think we go back to, I had to work. I had to show up every single day, and I was working for $10 an hour, and I needed to bring home $1,000. So for me, I still have this, I'm going to work for $1,000. Everything else is going to be extra. So having that goal for me is like 10 DTs. If I can help them get 4 to 6 loyal customers within their first 30 days, I want to do it in the first 24 hours, right? But in their first 30 days, if I can teach them to do that, it's less work, but more pay for you, the distributor. So if we can get that, because what's happening is if I did 10 distributors, they did 4 loyal customers each, that's 40 loyal customers that I didn't have to talk to, that I'm teaching them how to bring in their own. And so I think it sounds like, oh my gosh, 10 distributors is so much, but it's really not. And so I think when you break it down and you're like, okay, even if I just focus on 1 distributor a week, and what that can do and compound, if you did that 1 a week and help them get their 4 to 6 customers, what that would do over time. And with what's coming, you'll be able to do more. You guys have to think that way. You have to have that mindset. Like, I'm doing this. I don't know how. I'm going to start a TikTok. I'm going to start Instagram. I'm going to start it all, because you need to do it all. Like Gary Vee talks about that all the time. He's got 20 people that work for him, and he still doesn't put enough content out there for people to see. And so when I hear that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's so much more that we can be doing. And, for me, I message people. So I will go that extra push, and they don't just fall out of the sky for me. I wish they did. And sometimes I do, because I've been consistent. I've been here for a long time. And so some people are like, I've been watching you. One of my friends watched me for 7 years and decided to join me. So are you going to be in 7 years for that person to come in and join you? So, throughout the years, you want to be consistent, because people want to be with somebody reliable that shows up all the time. So making sure that you do that. The product, the results is what did it for us. And so when you come in or you get those products, use them. That is the best thing that you can do, is get your kit, but then what products are you going to use? Because it may sound crazy to spend the money, but your investment's going to come back more so because you're going to have 3, 4, 5 products that you talked about. But if I put a picture of, you know, even the one picture that I have is keto coffee, chocolate greens, cleanse, and TFX, I post that picture or talk about one product about that picture, but I can tell them, well, this is what I used. Yes, you can get results, but if you want to go for it like I did, I lost 13 pounds in 21 days using the 4 products. I'd go for the bigger package, and I would just do that because you're going to get more people that want to order whatever you did, right? Like, think about it when you're talking to somebody or you're getting your hair done and your nails, and you're like, well, what do you use? I'm like, yeah, I want that hair product because you're telling me that's what you use. I want your hair. So the same thing, they're going to trust you as you're the expert because that's what you use. So do you want bigger sales? Use product, guys. Like, plain and simple, do that. And it'll be so easy to talk to your distributors when they come in on what products, you know, what products do you want? Like, I want sample products and products that give me results quick because I want people to see that. So making sure that you're doing that. What else do I do? There was something I'll probably think of it. You can ask something. I'll think of it. I'm all over the place in my head. But this is my 3rd Zoom in a row. So I'm like, am I repeating myself? I don't know what I'm doing.
No, that was so good. I was telling someone earlier on our team about how not looking at the products you're using as this like expense, comparing it to how much you're making, because we go buy Starbucks, we buy snacks from the grocery store, we buy all this stuff, and you don't think about like, oh, how does this relate to how much I earn? Like, you just buy it because you want it. So if you want products that are going to make you feel great, you shouldn't look at that as like this, you know, huge expense. Like, it's like anything else you buy for yourself. Buy it for yourself and your business is going to thank you. So I love that you guys hit on that. Like, the more you use, the more you're going to be able to passionately talk about that. So good. Okay. So being in the business, obviously, as long as you guys have been in, you guys have seen so much. What can you speak on, just like I know you guys feel all the momentum that's, you know, just boiling up right now. Like, what can you guys speak on about why right now is so important? You know, for especially those people who maybe like maybe like I heard you say something, Stephanie, about being an emerald and wishing you were diamond and feeling like that just was like that hard push for you. What would you say to people who maybe like they've been in a while and they've been pushing, why it's so important now more than ever to believe in yourself, but then also to push really hard for what's coming?
It's going to be awesome. You're going to be so happy when you see what they say. So I remember thinking that and going, God, I just want to get there. And I didn't understand it until I really went diamond. But that following month of being a diamond and then going double was really, double diamond is what you guys should be shooting for. I mean, diamond is a big deal, but double just unlocks so much. So I think you have to be so focused on knowing where you're going that you're going to do it. And they're going to pour the gas on for you guys. And here's the thing. Every year, people make that decision. They're either going to do it or they're not. And it's all in your mind. Are you going to do it? Because we do crazy things when we make a decision on what happens. And so I just remember there was no difference. Like, I was doing work as a double diamond, but I sat there for over a year because I was just doing it. You know, I didn't have this like big grand goal of what I wanted. And when I did stretch that out to go, okay, I want the ambassador, like, what happened with momentum? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I'm in now. So be grateful that you're in now, but you have to message people, guys. There's people that you know right now in your head that you're like, I need to message them right now. And just be like, I'm hearing, you know, these rumors that they're bringing more than they ever have before. They've talked about having this run back, you know, how many years? 2012 and 15 maybe were the two runs. So they're going to do it again, but they want more. So they've picked through the years of what's worked, and they're bringing it all now. And so I think, you know, looking back, like, God, I wish I could be right now to just catapult all of these bonuses that they're going to announce. Like, I know they're going to do that. So like, stack them all, guys, stack them all. Like, that's all I can say. I didn't have a bonus until I hit Black Diamond. and we still made over $100,000 a month with no bonuses. Like, that's insane, right? So it can be done, but you guys are going to get extra. Like do it. Just, I think that's important. So having this past year when they simplified the comp plan, I've got to see how we can really focus on bringing in a new distributor and making it really simple and duplicatable and just focused. I think the more simple that we can do with things, the easier and faster that everybody will just enroll. And so that's what I'm excited about, is just, I've seen a little bit of the vision of what they'll do at conference. And so it's exciting because it's, like, it's almost like I can't even share,
Guys,
like, talk about it. It's so good.
I'm like shaking you so you will get it. Is it working? It's like, we can't convey to you enough. There's not enough words or emotions to. The only thing that we just said this on the last one, because this is what Pam said at that group that we had. We talk about the seasons of the business that we have every single year where, we come out of conference, we have this huge run, and then it gets to summer and everybody's on summer vacation. So nobody wants to work and it kind of dies down. And so we're all excited, waiting for everybody to go back to school. So everybody gets excited again. And that lasts for about 2 months. And then, it goes back down again because it's the holiday season. So that's the season of our business. And what Pam said is, we're getting ready for the entire year to be the season. We're in an upward swing for the decade. So the decade is going to be the momentum season that we always look at. So that means what? 1, 2, 3 years of the upswing where everything is grand and there's nothing that you can say wrong, and you're signing up DTs left and right because it's so amazing. It depends on how excited you are at conference and how excited you are leaving, that determines how big and how long the momentum is going to stay for your team. It's not up to us. It's up to you to make that decision for you and your team.
And you can go past Brittany. She won't even care. I promise you. She's going to be like, bring it. And I think that, that was me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. People are like flying and this is just cool and awesome. And it was exciting. It's still exciting because I know what it can do for so many people, but knowing what we're coming into, like, excitement will always get people. It's just that way. And there's going to be people that come in and go, oh my gosh, this system doesn't work for me. And they're going to want to create a system. That's fine. Whatever you need to do, but just get in because it's going to be huge. And we've seen it year after year. And there's been people that have left that have come back that get it now. They're like, this is so different than anything out there. So that's exciting for us.
And if you don't know how to be exciting, just talk a lot faster, use your hands, do all sorts of things, and just talk a lot faster than you would normally talk. And people are like, what is wrong with them? And they will join you.
And they just watch. They're like, something's going on. I think over the next week, I'm a hand talker and I'm always excited because my life sucked and it does not anymore. Like, $100 was awesome. And so I get excited when I make $100. Yes. Or I can teach somebody to make $100. It's just, what would you do? Like, you could get your nails done. You could pay a bill. I just get excited. So Joel's the calm one, but anyway, so just be excited. Yes. If you have to practice, sometimes Joel has to practice. And I'm like, hold that smile for 30 seconds. Like, it's crazy too, what it will do for your mind. So if you're having a really bad day, I'm not kidding. I'm like, Joel, smile for 30 seconds. Cause he's always like, this is calm or something. And so then it gets some and we're to start laughing and like, it's just good. Right. So
ignorance on fire will always build a team faster than knowledge on ice.
That was me. And I've still run like that. I don't even care. So it's just exciting. We just signed distributors and customers. We give them those options. Like when I first joined, right? Do you want good results? Here's the product at a discount, or why not get good results and make money? Like, it's just that simple. So I've seen a little bit of the plan to make it simple. So we're not like overthinking all these extra products. It'll just be simply packaged with good BV so that everybody can have those diamonds popping with 25 to 27,000 in volume. That would be awesome, right? Like that's a lot extra for you guys. So, but we just know that we've seen it so many years, and this is so different. Heard Mark cry a little bit on a call, and that's when I knew. I'm like, okay, that for me, I was like, this is it. That I've seen so many different things. I'm like, I don't even know what's coming at all, but I just feel like it's going to be something more than we could even imagine. So that's, I mean, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Like, he's crying. Are you kidding me? He just wants to change more lives than ever before. And he's just going to bring it. So you have to be ready. You have to go in knowing right where you're going, not kind of so focused that you just go out of there just building your chart.
I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are ready or not. If you're ready, just comment that you're ready. That'd be great.
Everybody's like, my gosh, it takes forever if I'm on my Zoom on my phone. I'm like, ready, I'm a red one finger typer.
There they are. They're ready. Okay, I see it. All right, good. I was getting a little concerned there.
I think they're probably all on their phone. They're all trying to get off really quickly. So first of all, I'm getting this like vision of like Stefani smiling for 30 seconds and Joel just being beside her, like stroking his beard. And right as I was about to say that, I look over and Joel's stroking his beard.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Always, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's wisdom. The more I do it, the smarter my comments are.
Oh my gosh.
So good. So the last question I have for you guys, and it may seem like an unusual question, but I feel like you guys are going to be able to just bring like such an incredible answer to this. For us, I know we have so many people who are so diligent about their chart. And what sparked me to ask you this, you guys, is when Stefani, you were talking about like asking for a chart, like asking for that visual so you could get to where you're going even faster. But one thing that I've noticed is it seems like some of our, highest enrollers, and they know this because we talk about it all the time, are the ones that seem to have the hardest time like keeping up with their chart and really like being focused on what they're going. So they're blindly out there mass enrolling but really don't have the chart. What can you speak to the to the whole team in general, but especially people like that, on how much the chart is going to help them get to where they want to go faster and really like take those enrollments that they're bringing in rapidly and actually help them work smarter, not harder?
You are definitely holding yourself back by not having that chart, and it's gonna you need to know exactly where you're going and who you're working with. And so if you're a mass enroller and there's somebody that you're working with to help them go diamond and you're partnering together, you need to let them know, hey, I placed this distributor and maybe they're really good at training and helping that distributor, and it works back and forth. And so get them moved as quickly as possible, making sure that they know where they're at within the team, and there's going to be, it's because there's going to be so many people coming in, you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't train them all enough. One of the things that you want to do is just let them know, hey, we're a team working together, but you messaged me or whatever, I enrolled you, but you have the right to drive me crazy. It's the ones that are going to drive you crazy that you start to know their name. Those are the leaders. Those are the ones that you end up working with the most. The ones that are being the loudest. That's who, and you guys can even think about it on your chart, like who shows up, who's being loud, who wants it, can they enroll customers and distributors, can we work them together to teach them how to build that chart? And so, you want to be smart about that going into it, because the more that you can have each other helping you on those charts, the better off it is. And so I've tried to get better about that too, like making sure, hey, introducing, if I'm placing, just so people know each other, because it's like, I've got that, but then I've got leaderships, I feel like I'm all over the place. Sometimes it's easier when you're in diamond because you have just your diamond chart, right? So you're going to start to learn how to just go, where do I need to focus? Don't feel like you're a manager, still enroll, still do those things because people will follow suit with what you're doing. And so making sure that you're doing that, but you've got to have your chart. I visually keep I've got them all in my camp. I've got stacks of everybody's charts because I know when my checks are the highest, I have everybody's charts. I know what their volume's at. I'm writing it every single day. So I wake up in the morning and that's when I fill volume. Or for you, if it's before you go to bed, go in, look at your, the executive, did they get any volume? Look at the ruby, look at the emerald, the diamond, and really know that and work with those emeralds and diamonds to go, we need to be on top of this every night, look at volume, updates,
so that we know exactly what's going to be needed on the 25th to promote. And then I keep them for the following month. I don't throw them away. I actually put another one on top of it because I want to know, where do we need to fill? Where do we need to strengthen to make sure that that volume's there? Does that make sense? So
yeah, that is so good. Thank you so much for hitting on that.
And I think, you know, a lot of people have iPads. Like I have that too. I can chart on my iPad. And so if you want to keep that with you, you know, in your notes, you can have multiple charts right in your iPad. I mean, I think it was Jury and Carrie Young went over when we went to a John Maxwell thing, and they were showing us on that. I still, for me, like my old school paper and my calendar. Like I just like to see them all, whatever reason, but so many of my leaders love their iPad. But whatever it is, always with you, because then you can be charting, you know, have chart calls with people if they need to, if that makes sense. But you, to get to the top, you better be ready. You better, if you want a lot of these bonuses and stuff, you have to be so focused, because if you got into a plane and the pilot didn't really know where he was going, it'd make you a little bit nervous, right? Like, well, I'm supposed to go to Paris, but you end up in Madrid. Like, that's not good. So we want to make sure that you guys know exactly your path. And I mean, I shouldn't say exactly, because you're going to know, but things will shift. Don't get frustrated with like, oh, I should have done this or whatever. You stay your course and you just make some adjustments, but you still keep moving forward. Like it's going to happen. It's just exciting. I love charting. Like that's when I know things start to happen. And I bet Brittany's probably the same way. Like when any leader that has ever just really focused on their chart, they know like it just goes. Like I would reach out to a DJ, oh my gosh, you got 2 customers, you only need 2 more and you get your free product, or you know, whatever that is. Do you know those things that each distributor need? And don't be afraid to reach out to them. Like I do that all the time. I don't think of it like I'm stepping over that leader's boundary or the person that enrolled them. Like the more hands on deck, the better it is.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And I really do feel like with charting, like you just get more and more excited as you're updating things, and you can like physically see it all coming together. Like for me, I highlight, I'm sure you guys do the same or something really similar, but I highlight boxes when they get to 400. And if I'm working on a new diamond, I'm sitting there highlighting boxes left and right. Like that's so exciting. You can literally see it closing in and you're like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And there's not even any room for doubt to slide in, because you've like tangibly seen everything, you know, working together. So I love that you guys hit on that, because I feel like there's just so many people that need to hear that going into conference. Like, don't be intimidated by the chart, get the chart, take the time, it's going to pay off. And you guys heard Stephanie say that's her highest checks is when she's the most diligent with her charts. So I love that so much. What would you guys' final piece of advice be? Just like as our team, we're making a mad run for double ambassador, going double, you know, diamond on my 2.0 this month. We've got new VIPs popping, new diamonds popping this month. What would be your advice as a team as we like, you know, make that huge jump, you know, and everything that comes along with it, and just to really utilize the momentum that comes with conference season? Joel, I know you had a lot of great things to say at the mastermind about this, about like what momentum did for you guys going Black Diamond. I just would love to hear you guys come together and share that with us before we go.
The thing about momentum is, really in momentum, you're better than you actually are. You sign more people than you actually should. It's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and pushing it downhill. It doesn't really have a lot to do with you pushing it down the hill. It's going to do it on its own, but you want to run and be behind it because of the fact that it's going to make everything so much easier. So the thing that I have to say about this is, with momentum, work harder than you ever think you should, and talk to more people than you ever possibly think you can. And the reason why is because when momentum disappears, you will wish you had. That's why you hear all of us saying right now, you're either going to be glad you did or wish you had. In momentum, looking back when we went through the big wave of momentum, we absolutely wish we would have done just a little bit more. Mark always says that when he had his big momentum run, he wished he would have done a little bit more, because it gets to be where it's so easy that you think you're actually working when it's not you actually working. It's the momentum working for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you plus momentum equals black diamond.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have to get down.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you'll know, like now we're like aware of things. So it's like when you're feeling like it's coming, you keep doing those late nights, like, because you're going to capitalize the most on it. But it's exciting.
You can always change one more life in a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. Thank you guys so much. I know you guys are so tired and you guys had so many back-to-back Zooms, but we just appreciate you guys so much taking the time for us. And I love that last bit of advice, Joel. You can always change one more life in a day. That's so powerful.
I mean, we're on Zooms and I'm still working and doing things and I don't need to be, really. I mean, I think about that and that we just want to show up because it's so fulfilling knowing that I might have said something or Joel did to somebody that impacts somebody's kid's future down the road, you know, like those are the things that we don't know, but we'll get to see when we're all celebrating heaven someday. So those are those times where you're like, I'm tired, but you know, there's somebody out there that's going to thank you someday. So those are those exciting times for us. So yes, sometimes we're tired, but it's so worth it. And you guys will see. It's exciting. I can't wait to see so many of you at conference. I hope I see some pictures of charts and, you know, just adding even more charts, but it will be awesome. But we appreciate you guys. I know you're working hard, and this is the year that it's just going to pay off so huge for you guys. So I can't wait to celebrate you all soon.
Thank you guys so much. We can't wait to see you guys at conference here soon, and we hope you guys have a good night.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.